In the heart of the Middle East, a nation born from conflict has fought tirelessly for its survival since its inception in 1948. Israel, a beacon of democracy and innovation, has faced an unceasing barrage of threats from its neighbors. From the moment of its birth, surrounded by hostile forces, Israel has been forced to adapt and overcome incredible odds to survive. This constant state of conflict has shaped Israel's identity and its military doctrine. It has necessitated a military force capable of rapid response, overwhelming firepower, and a deep-rooted understanding of the complexities of asymmetrical warfare. Indeed, the history of Israel is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people and the strategic brilliance of its armed forces. But the question remains, how has Israel, a nation with a smaller population than New York City, managed to not only survive but thrive against such overwhelming adversity? One cannot begin to understand the Israeli defense strategy without acknowledging the stark numerical disadvantage it faces. Imagine an army outnumbered 10-1 facing off against a coalition of adversaries. This is the reality for the Israel Defense Forces, or IDF. With a standing army of approximately 170,000 and a reserve force of around 450,000, the IDF is dwarfed by the combined might of potential enemies like Iran, Syria, Hezbollah, and various Palestinian militant groups. These hostile forces, fueled by ideologies that reject Israel's right to exist, can mobilize well over 1.5 million personnel. However, Israel has turned this seeming disadvantage into a strategic advantage. Understanding that it cannot win a war of attrition based on manpower alone, the IDF has focused on quality over quantity, becoming one of the most technologically advanced and well-trained militaries in the world. Beyond technology and training, a key factor in Israel's military success is the unwavering motivation of its soldiers. For Israelis, military service is not just a duty, but a necessity. Young men and women understand that their service is paramount to the survival of their nation and the protection of their loved ones. This deep-seated motivation stands in stark contrast to the often fractured and ideologically driven forces arrayed against them. Internal divisions, economic struggles, and political instability plague many of Israel's adversaries. The IDF soldier is acutely aware of the existential threat their nation faces. This awareness translates into a level of commitment, discipline, and ingenuity that is difficult to replicate. Section 4. The price of enmity. Israel's enemies, despite their numerical superiority, face an increasingly unsustainable reality. Decades of conflict have taken a heavy toll on their economies, infrastructure, and populations. The constant need to maintain large standing armies drains resources that could be used for development and social programs. Furthermore, the specter of Israeli military might, particularly its technological prowess, acts as a constant deterrent. The knowledge that any aggression will be met with swift and decisive force has, for the most part, prevented large-scale conflicts. This is not to say that the future is without risk. The potential for miscalculation or escalation remains a constant threat. However, it is clear that the path of confrontation has come at a steep cost for Israel's adversaries. Section 5. Looking towards an uncertain horizon, 3 potential futures. As we look ahead, 3 potential scenarios emerge. The first, and most likely, is a continuation of the current status quo. Israel will likely maintain its technological edge and deterrent capabilities while its enemies remain bogged down by internal strife and economic stagnation. The second, and perhaps more optimistic scenario, involves the internal collapse of Israel's enemies. The weight of their own contradictions, combined with the pressure of maintaining costly military apparatuses, could lead to their downfall. Finally, the most dangerous scenario involves a major conflict, potentially sparked by a miscalculation or a sudden shift in the balance of power. While unlikely, this scenario cannot be discounted. Despite the uncertainties, one thing remains clear. Israel, with its unwavering spirit, technological prowess, and commitment to its defense, will be prepared for whatever the future may hold.